Hello. Hello. I'm going to do one more thing here before we get started. Settings. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. All right. How's it going, y'all? Yeah, log out and log back in here. All right. Seen the Terrapin and the Intrepid. Yes, awesome. I'm going to go check it out myself right now because I've been at work. All right, welcome everybody. So this is my gameplay streams. Welcome to the AstroPub. My name is Paul, Berserker01, Batman Shelley, your humble host and space bartender here at the AstroPub, your space bar at the end of the universe. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. We got a good one for you. How you doing? Dr. Pin. I like the Terrapin. The Terrapin makes sense. Polaris PDC targets ships and dumb-fired missiles now. Polaris is goated. Awesome. Now, the only problem you're going to have with the Polaris, though, is with those PDCs, is that anyone who is red is now going to be targeted. You just seen them. Okay. It's so ugly, so it must be, I must love it then. New cabbage. Medic Terrapin. Just did a first impressions, so you're interested in seeing what do you think of the Intrepid? I don't mind it being targeting ships, but I would rather the targeting ships thing be a function. Being something that you can choose to turn off and on, because I also can see it being a negative thing, just because anytime somebody is marked as hostile, they will shoot. Trauma Turtle. I like that one too. No one, I don't think many people are going to buy the Intrepid for its looks or its functionality. They're going to buy the Intrepid because it's an LTI token. But CIG always does a small vessel right before during IAE. It's an LTI token. Metapin. I like the Terrapin because Metapin you could also we don't need to be CIG X is what I'm trying to say. That'll just confuse people between the Medipen and the Metapin. I don't think the Intrepid is going to be over $100. It's a starter ship, but we're going to go see it ourselves. No. So much man hours burnt on a ship that sole purpose is to be traded up. No, because you're gonna also see the ship be added in the universe as a NPC ship you can shoot at, and also deal with. Besides, if it's a starter ship, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a project for a bunch of new developers. I don't mind every manufacturer have a starter ship, because not every manufacturer does. Misk still doesn't have a starter ship. And no, the Reliant doesn't count. The Reliant is a premium starter. The Reliant is the same level as like a 300 or Avenger or like that sort of thing. One-Eyed Eye is Origin. But yeah, One-Eyed Eye is another good example. One-Eyed Eye is a little bit more pricey and is definitely got its place, but I don't know very many people who have 100 eyes. Drake used to not have. Oh, we're already here. Okay. Is Intrepid an advanced starter? Kruger doesn't have a starter ship. Let's see. Right now, it's Consolidated Outland. Aegis doesn't know. Aegis has a, I guess, kinda. It's got the Avenger, but I don't really consider the Avenger to be a starter. Not until they sell it. I don't know what size it'd be, no. Oh yeah. But it's more than just that. Didn't they also add the Hornet variants? Random question. Is it meltable? For what? All right, so I'm doing the medic Terrapin first. I'll deliver all of them here. Hornet Ghost. Hornet Tracker. Crusader Intrepid. Okay. Did I turn everything off? I think I turned everything off because I was recording last night.
But you can never,
ever
take away my space.
Or Monday, I should say.
The Janitor just resubscribed for 60 months. 5 Gorum years.
5 Garum years, yeah. You're a very important pupper, very impressive. Mrs. Vanny pedestrian. This is your fault. Leaders run drinking night. Shots and cheers in chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. Do. F7A Mark III when? Contest ships, yeah. So if you're talking about a ship that you won in a contest, don't melt it. But it does have value for upgrades. So like, if you have if you won like a Gladius, right? Like if you have a referral Gladius, that referral Gladius costs a Gladius. So it's like $90. And you can use that to cross chassis upgrade from that to another ship as well.
But you can never, ever take away my space game.
Harabek_weather. Just resubscribed for 7 months. Can't wait to do box deliveries in my Polaris in safety. Less than 3.
Thank you so much for that 7 months of support. You're a very important pupper. Very impressive piece of any pedestrian. This is your father's drinking night. Shots and cheers in chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. No, you can't afford that. You can't afford a fully crewed. He's gonna do it solo. What was the price of that too? Isn't it kind of insane? All right. So, it's definitely got that Crusader style. The broke neck is a little weird. Is this a bespoke? No, it's not. Why is it upside down? That's kind of fucking weird. Okay. All right, so the entrance is like over here, right? Yeah, that's the fuel. There we go. This is the Intrepid. All right, it's got multiple rooms. What the fuck? Oh, Jesus, okay. This isn't a starter at all. It's like a little closet here. This is component bays. It's a cargo bay. Okay, we've got an engineering terminal and another cargo bay. So we've got 8 SCU of cargo. Man, this kind of sucks for cargo. But this is definitely an exploration ship. Yeah, this is definitely an exploration ship. Like a solo exploration ship. I'm gonna close her up. It has fuses. Oh, lordy, lordy. Okay, so based off of my initial initial thing, I think this is fine. Yeah, this is fine. It feels like a solo explorer is what it feels like. So it's not going to be for everybody, but it does seem like it's going to be an upgrade ship. Is that a bathroom? Because like when I tried to access it, it told me external storage. So unless the bathroom is also, you can store shit in the bathroom. Because watch, when I did this. Okay. When I was standing here, I hit something and it gave me an external storage option. Why do I have this in my hand? Oh well. I ain't going anywhere right now. I must have hit this on accident. Yeah, that's what I must have done. It's not bad. Got little cubbies. You've got some guns here. Is this an escape pod? Is that an escape pod? Or is that a prison? Oh, it's armor storage. Oh, that's neat. You got yourself a little fuck couch. A little kitchen. This is neat. It's an explorer. Like I keep saying that, but that's the immediate thing comes to mind. Both the design, it's the design, the name, the interior. It's an explorer. It only has one gun. All right, I will give one interior just so you have an idea, because you just literally walked in, Norse, and I was saying before. So I'm going to start from the back. So this is the component storage. This is engineering. Here, these are actually the cargo bays. So if you go in here, you see these levers. So there are 4 SCU. Yeah, I think it's about 4 SCU. And the 4 SCU is on either side. So there's a total of 8 SCU. It doesn't have a lot of space, but it does have interior seating. Is that a little, like a little, oh, it's a, got storage and everything for weapons. I haven't showed the metapod, no. Metapod yet, no. And then this is the cockpit. It's a little boxy. I think it's fine. This feels like a solo explorer. This feels like an upgrade to the 315p. I imagine it's going to be the same price as the 315p though, because the 315p, it beats the fuck out of it in cargo. Yeah, it's asymmetrical. That's what a lot of people don't like it, because it's asymmetrical. I think it's fine. Or a sport shuttle, a short shuttle. Yeah. All right. It's a mini Aries, yeah, basically. Today is the day. I think I thank you for recommending the 315p for me. I'm glad I have a nice ship in the size category. It is a sleeper. Everyone sleeps on the 315p because, like, the 315p beats the pants out of this thing when it comes to, like, 90% of the stuff you're going to use. 90% of the stuff, but it's nicer. This one's nicer looking. It probably has a larger quantum tank. There's probably some advantages to it that the 315p doesn't have. But, you know, it's also probably going to be cheaper. All right, so we're going to store. May is right. Ship sucks. I don't think the ship sucks. I think it's got a place. It has its purpose. I can definitely start seeing them in. I can see them as NPC pools for sure as well. If it gets a variant that has a bespoke size for it, maybe. Ugliest ship to date, in my opinion. Matthew, have you not seen the Corsair? I saw you say something about it there, X. What were you saying? X is messaging me. Please look at the Avenger. It's similar. It even has the same SCU, and it lowers the lower to the ground, so you can switch under the nose that opens the door. Okay. I don't think it's as, like, awful as people think. When it comes to practicality, And I don't think it needs a size 4. I think if it has a variant with a size 4, maybe. But stock size 4, no, because it's not a combat ship. It's an explorer. It's a runaround. It's a 400i. You know? Some people love their 400Is. Some people fucking hate their 400Is. But the 400i doesn't need, like, a ton of, like, guns on it. Yeah, I know they lower. That's what we're doing now. Look at the metapin. The Terrapin, y'all. The Terrapin. I'm not going to call it the metapin because then people go metapin. No, it's the Terrapin. The Nursa and the Terrapin medic. Metapin. I saw someone say this is a waste of space. Absolutely not. This is fine. This isn't a waste of space at all. It really needs a seat back here from the medic. They did sacrifice the bed. Like, there's no more beds for the pilot. So this is definitely a short range medic. This is a good combo with the Polaris. Well, I mean, the Polaris can also take like a Nursa, so. Does it get the Wii U lights? Let me see. I gotta turn the light. I gotta turn this on, don't I? No Wii U lights. I like the setup though. Looks nice, neat. Check the right side. Is there something on there? Ooh, there are Wii U lights. Okay. Emergency lights. Wii U. Hold on. I gotta do this the right way. Here we go. Or, of course, we can go for the classic. The absolute classic. Nope, that's the wrong one. That sounds like a cop car. Oh. There we go. Call an ambulance, but not for me. There's no gun on the Metapin. Oh, yeah, there is. A true ambulance. Those VTOLs, though, yeah. Does it have missiles? Did the original Terrapin have missiles? Okay. New ramp is nice. Yeah. You can't launch torps from the Terrapin. You can quarter your patient from the pilot too? Yeah. Let's go with storage. Well, there's a lot of stuff they're planning on doing with medical. Like they're actually working on the Apollo. So if they're working on the Apollo, it tells me that they're probably going to update the medical stuff next year. At least planning to, but planning and actions are not the same. All right. Is there a pilot seat in it? No extra chair? There's no extra chair, no. Ghost time. Do-do-do-do-do-do. 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 Ghostbusters. They need to make NPCs work and matter. That's what they're working on. It's Space Ghost, coast to coast. What do you, so you think Terrapin Medical or the Cutlass Red? The Terrapin Medical is a size 2, and the Cutlass Red is 2 size 3s. The Cutlass also has beds where you can sleep, so the Cutlass Red is actually more long-term usage. It also has a bathroom. Looks nice. Hold on, I've got the perfect thing for this. Hold on. It's smooth, tilting pan. Well, it's got a toilet. This is the Ghost. The Ghost Mark II. Yeah, I'll show you. By the way, y'all, let me show you something. Oh, I didn't do this. Look at this shape. What does this shape look like? It looks like an arrow. Now, look at the Anvil logo. Let me pull it up for you. All of their ships have this. Quite literally, all of their ships look like their logo. Or have some part of their ship that looks like their logo. You know why? That logo is derived from the style choice of Case. Case from Case Aerospace. That was his style. And J. Harris Arnold ripped off his style so much that he literally put the style in his fucking logo. Like, that's all, like, that design is in every one of Case's designs. Leonard Case's designs, the progenitor to Anvil Aerospace. Because when J. Harris Arnold left Aegis, he formed his own company called Anvil Aerospace, and it was all based off of this design. I'm not saying that the Anvil capital ship will look like that, but I can tell you that that part is going to be built into, that symbol is going to be built into it. It will definitely have a pointy front with some sort of circle in it, a triangle inside of a circle. If you look at a Valk and you look at its wings, and you look at its cockpit, it's a little boxier, but its wings are spread out like that too. They fall backwards rather than straight. They kind of curve backwards, and the cockpit is shaped like the triangle. Why are you saying there's going to be an Anvil capital ship? I'm not saying there is. There's been. So CIG doesn't just do random shit. There was an announcement on the Invictus, like when they first introduced Invictus with like the little like voiceover, like blah 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 blah, you know, like Anvil Aerospace is blah, blah, blah. They're in one of the announcements for Invictus, they mentioned how the latest Anvil Aerospace is in the Killian system, working on the latest generation, the future of military technology. And at the time, it was like, why would they go to the Killian system to work on the future technology? Because they have their own R&D skunkworks in Terra, and so the only reason why they would be in the Killian is if they're building a big ship, because that's where the big sky docks are, where all the major capital ships are. That's where the Carrack was built, for instance. So if they're building something in the Killian system, then it's going to be a capital ship, or capital class at least. I don't think I ever admitted it was a capital.
One Wheel Doing 200 just resubscribed for 62 months. Will Jax be making his triumphant return?
No. They're still working on Squadron, so no. Thank you so much for that 62 months of support. You're a very important part of a very impressive piece of any pedestrian. This is your fault. The reason we're drinking that. Shots and cheers and chat. Y'all shots and cheers. I don't think we're going to see Anvil Capital. I think At best, we might see a concept ship for it, but because CIG is so backlogged with bigger ships, I think what happened was they were originally going to release the Anvil Capital like 3 years ago, but they were in concepts, but they were like, let's hold off on it because we've got so many other things we have to do. And then they had the staffing shortage with the team at with the ship team. Can you pull a C1 and compare it to the Intrepid? I will at some point, yeah. Ooh, they gave it some wings. They're at the top. Is Anvil the last day? Does it have an underside? Nope, no underside here. Nothing that I can tap at either. Keep clear of loading mechanism. I guess this might be an internal missile bay, maybe? Neat. I like the skin too. Hey, Q-Pen. Oh, it's got a camera in its chin? Are you serious? Is it remoteable? Can you control it? Oh, that is a camera. Neat. So you can actually take pictures with it. So we're going to turn everything on. I don't see any sort of... There's exit ship. I don't see any other buttons for... Open canopy, open exterior. Its HUDs are, its MFDs are broken right now. Could be a sensor. I'd love for it to be on an actual camera, though. An IR sensor to boost detecting IR, like some minor fighter jets. Yeah, it looks like an IR camera, the kind of cameras you see on modern fighter jets that would be able to especially I guess the Super Hornet, the F-18, I think it has those where they can 360-degree swivel and box targets and stuff like that. Broken MFD seems to be a build problem. Okay. I can't get over that Intrepid design. I mean, you hate it. All right, is there anything else? Oh, there's really anything else we're going to look at. I'll pull the C1 and put it off to the side, or I'll pull the Intrepid and put it off to the side. I don't think CIG is going to give the Intrepid a bigger gun. But if enough of y'all complain about it, they probably will. The Intrepid's still going to suck at combat with a size 4 gun. One size 4 is gonna like barely function properly. It's not a combat ship. I like that it looks cheap. Crusader ship, very nice, complete that cost reduction lore. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm looking in game. It says it's the gun is 2 to 3, not 4. No, yeah, I know. That's everyone's saying it needs to have a size 4. It doesn't have a size 4. It has a size 3. But a lot of folks are in chat have been saying it needs to have a bigger gun. It's like it doesn't need to have a bigger gun. It's fine the way it is. I think if it had a bespoke size 4 for a combat variant that swapped out the cargo for bounty pods, I could see that. The Intrepid Hunter. The Aries Ion has a size 7. Yes. And the Aries only has one size 7. I can hear people in other hangars. Got it stuck somewhere. Oh, I'm sure I'm gonna blow up. You open the door, please. Thank you. That was close. It's still there. It's still not blowing up. Claim.
Your insurance claim has been sent. Please visit us again. Goodbye. Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
I don't have anything to put out of its misery with. Heh, into a Fury.
Your insurance claim has been sent. Thank you.
A minute or so. And what if instead of a gun, it was a garage there for a bike or a Steve? Maybe. One Batman Shelley, your humble host and space bartender here at the AstroPub, your space bar at the end of the universe. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. We got a good one for you. How y'all doing? Need a shoulder mountain rock slayer?
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system. Vehicle selected. Stand by.
Hey Paul, show us your redeem your favorite ship. No. Had a good one last captain's table. A lot of people enjoyed it, and it gave me one of the best opportunities to clickbait the shit out of people. Thank you. Who was that? They were in here. Let me see if I can find the name again. I remember the name if I see it. Shimpasta. Thank you, Shimpasta, for asking if Star Citizen is Eve 2.0. Having some struggle, I see. See, it's still there.
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system. Vehicle selected. Stand by.
I may have broken entirely. Emperor Palpatine. Good. Well, so like, I kind of, the one thing I always like to gravitate towards is that Eve has a thriving community and has had a thriving community for 20 years. So like being compared to Eve is not necessarily a bad thing. It means that Star Citizen, at least to some people, especially to Eve players, seems to have potential for it. I don't think it's a negative thing that when people say that. Let's see if an Intrepid can kill an Intrepid. I think it's also reductionist, because no game is just another replacement for another game, unless the game is explicitly built as a replacement for another game. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a game that was released because the company who makes Monster Hunter refused to do a Monster Hunter on PC. So this company of Monster Hunter fans was just like, we'll just make Monster Hunter for PC, and so they just made Monster Hunter for PC. Dauntless, thank you, yeah. And it was literally just Monster Hunter for the PC. But like, they weren't even like trying to hide it, so. What does an Anvil capital ship look like? The closest thing we have right now is, This thing just doesn't want to die. All right. Gotta find a good space to put her down where I've got plenty of space to hide this thing. Maybe right here? No. This thing is tiny. Yeah, it's not that big. Someone wanted me to do a comparison with it in a C1, so. It's cast with the spirit of lost ventral Aries owners. Yeah. Well, only one gun. It's the ship's role since it's down its combat. It's exploration. It's like, not courier, but like transportation and, it's, yeah, just transportation and exploration. It's a 400i. It fits in the Polaris. I don't doubt it. Yeah. It's kind of like a chunkier Avenger. It's a get-about. Yeah. It's a mid-sized sedan. Hey, Victoria. Avenger has a size 4 gun, though? Yes. But the Avenger also doesn't have a toilet. Yeah, I already showed the Terrapin. Finally retrieving it? You are finally retrieving it. Woo! This thing just still doesn't want to fucking die. I know a lot of people call it the meta pen, but then it's like pen, then it's like meta pen. Let's not be CIG, y'all. Okay? Let's not be CIG. Let's be more creative with our names. Terrapin sounds like almost like a girl's name. Makes sense. That's the joke. The joke is you want to be as bad at naming things as CIG is. The Trauma Turtle. I like the Trauma Turtle. The Trauma Turtle makes sense. I would say the Terrapin or the Trauma Turtle. How you doing, Loken? Terravac. Oh yeah, I could probably just like salvage it with the vulture, couldn't I? Doing good, man. How are you? I'm doing good. Just sort of hanging out and checking out ships. Thank you for that shout out. Y'all should be following Loken if you haven't. Loken and I have gone back many years. He is my brother in Stompy Stomp and brother in the chapter. I'm trying to convince Loken to get his button gear and try to do. He has this great idea. He's told me this great idea for a YouTube series. I think y'all would fucking love it. And he's been batting around the name trying to get it done, but like he just doesn't have time because, you know, college. College is a thing. So blame Twitch, not me, ball bounces. Yeah, I did see that there's a they have the battle tech, they have the battle pods in Houston, but you know how far away Houston is. Now this works. Interesting. This thing is zippy. It's giving me very don't talk to me or my son ever again vibes. Behold the ugly Crusader ships. Ouch. What's the old meme? The Carl, the cooler Carl, or whatever. Daniel, cooler Daniel, yeah. What happened to C1? Too long in the dryer? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That's why you need to roll a d20 on initiative. Oh, it's definitely an LTI token. No pew-pews.
But you can never, ever take away my space game.
Jedi Chris 73 just resubscribed for 6 months.
Thank you so much, Jedi Chris. You're a very important pupper, very impressive, very pedestrian. This is your fault. There's one drinking night. Shots and cheers in chat, y'all. Shots and cheers. Can it fit into the C2? We'll try some things out. We'll do some experimentation with the Intrepid. I'm going to put this down and I'm going to pull up the Aries so you can see like the difference between the two. Don't ask about this. This is fine. For science! I had an ad, so I couldn't hear you reply, but if you replied, I'm going to ask you again. Sorry. I've seen people tearing their hair out that the American Terrapin doesn't have at least a jump seat for the extra crew. Many said that the dream ship was to make a kind of trauma team like Cyberpunk. Many seem disappointed by the ship now. Now, what do you think about it? I think it's fine. It's still a trauma team thing. You just need to sit on the ground. There's my... I don't think... Do I have an ion? I don't have an ion. That's okay. We'll pull out an Inferno. Yeah, you can also just lay down on the bed.
Vehicle selected. Stand by.
Just a single bed ambulance, yeah. I was surprised about how boxy it reminds me of the Pisces because of it. Pisces because of it. Funny that. Who makes the Pisces again?
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
Yep. That's why it looks a lot like the Pisces, because they're both made by the same manufacturer. Any Mirai Guardian? Not yet. I think that's a 4.0 release. Intrepid speed of 227 meters per second and boost of 470. That's not bad. I meant the Intrepid, not the Terrapin. Sorry if that wasn't clear. Oh, what were we talking about? Oh, the Intrepid reminds you of that. Okay. Kinda. I can definitely see its Crusader or Crusader-like roots, though. Did I get a Star Lancer Max? Yes, I did. As much as I like the lore of Night City and also the idea that Trauma Team, this is really not an issue. Also, the lore of Star Citizen is not the same as same. The ship is made great for sure. I mean, like the idea of the Terrapin is that it is versatile and rugged, so it can do a lot of crazy things. Like there is legitimately in lore a transport version. There's a special forces version of the Terrapin, which is designed to hold like 4 or 6 people in jump seats in the back. There's also a medical one, or search and rescue one, which people had been asking about for years. That's why it's finally in. Little VTOLs are cute, yeah. It's a baby Aries. All right. Cybertron Tropic Team uses an AV, use that AV for assault vehicle anyways, troop hauler. Yeah, if there was a, if they ever did the dropship version of the Terrapin, then that would be the trauma team ship. There's one, they're brothers. Look at me, brother. You know the meme? Look at me, brother. Why are you ashamed of me, brother? Oh, I'm definitely this one. Definitely the Intrepid. What size gun on Intrepid? A size 3. It's pretty small. All right, so this is where I do some lore guessing. So for those of you who don't know, this ship here actually is a C1. Technically, it's a C. It's an A2 or an A1. I'm sorry. This is an A1. So the roundabout way, the Spirit went through hell. The Spirit was originally called the E1, which was a bespoke shuttle built specifically for the CEO of Crusader Industries, Kelly Kaplan, as a kind of an experiment because she wanted to design. So she designed something herself, come up with the basic specs, and had another team kind of build it for her. And it was her bespoke shuttle. Eventually, they're like, hey, we need to make some money. And so they said, hey, let's take that bespoke shuttle that Kaplan made and turn it into like a functional like ship line. And so the original idea was to do a bounty hunter, a cargo ship, and an executive hauler. The problem was that the bounty hunter, they had put an off-axis giant fuck-off gun on the side of it. And the issue was that they didn't quite have everything working, but they liked the idea. So they didn't have the right, it wasn't like a bespoke gun, but it was like a off-center size 5 or size 6. It wasn't a size 7. And so they dropped that bounty hunter idea and just did the cargo and the executive version, the executive hauler. And then the executive one ran into some issues, so they just did the hauler. So they just did the C1. And then when they built the C1, they came back and said, we can turn this into a bomber. And then they built the A1, which was, you know, the bomber. And the E1 is the last one. So taking the original bounty hunter, Spirit bounty hunter, they worked with Bering, who was, best as I can tell, was looking to get a ship to test their brand new size 7 cannons. These right here. And Crusader was like, well, just so happens we have a ship that needs a big fuck-off gun. So they took the basics of the Spirit and Spirit Bounty Hunter and turned it into the Aries. So this is actually a sort of mutated C1. Which is telling me that this is almost certainly those two teams got together and said, let's make it cheaper. Let's do the things we did before, but make it cheaper. A budget version. The budget C1 slash Spirit slash Aries. Tax cuts, am I right? I mean, with the amount of money that Crusader's been dumping into Crusader security, because both Ninetales and Xenothreat have been kicking their ass. Yeah. Guesstimate on the Intrepid Warbond, 65. I think it'll sell for 70. Yeah, I know you can go down here to the cargo pods. Is there an exterior way of getting to them? There is. Cool. You can't get out, though. You can't get inside. You can only go down. Someone has to let you in on the inside. Yeah. All right, I'll be right back. Yeah, I can see this. So is this an advanced starter? That would be my guess. It's too big for a regular starter. It's more of a reliant range. Yeah, the Avenger is also an advanced starter, so is the 300. As I'm an exploration, if I was starting out, I could see it being appealing. Yeah, this is definitely an appealing exploration ship. I can imagine it being having more QT than most of the other ships. It has more space, interior space. It has more like livable space. Yeah, we already took the turbulence. 1.25 quantum fuel, if I recall correctly. 25 million. How does that compare to something like the 315P? Because that would be its main competition in advanced starter exploration. So yeah, it's got double the amount of quantum that the Titan has with the same amount of space. As much as a Zeus CL. Whew. Whew. To me, 3 to 30 minutes to get Herson from Crusader with stock drive. 3 minutes 30 seconds. Oh, not bad. Yeah, it's Crusader's cutter, but it's more advanced. How much bigger is the Terrapin than the Cutlass Red? Not that much. Oh, right, we're gonna do the C2 now. Let me pull this out and let me see if there's a C, if this could fit in the C2. Someone asked me if I could put it in there. How is a ship with size 1 with one size 1 shield advanced? It's its size. Typically, ships this size tend to be what CIG would classify as an advanced starter. It has a lot more interior. Like, other than its on paper specs, like, no fucking, like, starter ship has an engineering bay. You know? Like an engineering panel, even. Needs 2 size shields and a size 5 gun. Never gonna have that. Those ships were built before engineering was a thing. Yeah, but they're also tiny. There's lots of ships that are like small ships that were built with engineering in mind that are still small, like the cutter. Yeah, this is definitely an advanced starter. size 3 is fine. If you're getting into a fight with this thing, you've probably already lost, especially considering how absolutely fucking fast this thing is. Like, Jesus Christ, this thing is quick.
Them biddies.
What do you call a Crusader hauler that's bigger than a hug and has a Port-Oliza sponsored paint job? The C3PO.
That's an awful joke. Yeah, you're running. This thing is fast as fuck, boy. Not quantum, it's like, what, 400 boosted? Yeah, it's definitely, it's a CCU ship. I know everyone says that's stupid. Why is CIG building ships specifically for CCU? I don't think it's built specifically for CCU. I think it's built because the artist thought it was cool and they figured out a way of putting it into the game. And I can see where its placement generally is. But at the same time, it's coming out when it's coming out because they needed a small ship that people would buy so they could CCU up for LTI upgrades. Yeah, this would be a great smuggling ship because it's fast as fuck. It's probably going to go have a lower signature. It doesn't have a huge amount of cargo. So if you're doing smuggling from point A to point B, this thing sounds like it's fucking amazing for that. And again, it's a fucking Crusader ship. The number of blockade runners that the Crusader makes is too damn high. For 8 SCUs. Yeah, not everything needs to be a combat ship. It has its purpose. It doesn't need a size 4 because all you're doing is putting lipstick on a pig. This thing's not getting into a fucking fight. I could see it getting like a bounty hunter variant, which has like a size 4 or size 5 on it, but that's it. They're replacing the cargo with bounty hunter pods. The only thing that would interest me in the ship, fast and small signature, possibly. It's fast. It's really fast. Now, of course, that could change because, you know, how these things work. Yeah, see, that's always been my my interpretation, especially of the lore, is that Crusader makes smuggling ships and blockade runners because it made ships for the Revolution. They made cargo ships, but Dunlow was like, I want a ship that I can smuggle people out of a dangerous empire. Maybe a top turret with a couple size 2 guns. Maybe if you're going to do a bounty hunter variant. Yeah, give it a size 4 or 5 bespoke distortion cannon, 2 size 1 repeaters on the top, and a turret with two cargo pods on the side, in the back, and boom, you got yourself a bounty hunter variant, like a starter bounty hunter. We already have enough of those, but like that one's designed for long range exploration. I like how I'm projecting my finger up to my mental finger to hit it. Herc's still dancing. Hey, Vertigo, how you doing? All right, let's see if we can get this in. I don't think it'll work, but we can try. Those are 2 missiles in there, I think. Someone asked if it could fit in here, and I want to try it. Yeah, it's too wide. Papa, no, please. Papa, no. Yeah, I'm in VTOL. Because it's the Big Daddy. The thing is ugly. Yep. I love it. Oh, that is true. That is not Mama. That is not Papa. That is Mama. The military nickname of the Hercules is Mama Bird. Any other paints? Not that we know of yet. Probably when they release it. Listen, this is the most attractive ship that Crusader has ever created. Consequently, I'm also a Drake fan.
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system. Please visit us again. Bye.
And not that Drake. Drake in Interplanetary. Drake has made ugliness his entire aesthetic, and I'm here for it. Yeah. I stand Kendrick, but I fly Drake ships. Kendrick would fly a Drake ship. That's all I'm going to say. All right. So we wanted to look at the metapin, maybe?
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system. Please visit us again. Goodbye. Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
DefenseCon 2025. Yeah. Impounded? Holy fuck, that is impounded. I'll pay the fine.
I'm sorry. That vehicle is currently
50,000 AUEC.
Please visit
It's right there. What are you talking about impounded?
welcome to the
The Terrapin time. Let's get the Terrapin at time. Terrapin.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location. Please visit us
All right. You know what? You know what's even worse, chat? There's supposed to be a search and rescue variant of the MPUV. There is supposed to be a medical MPUV. Because the MPUV is modular. You don't actually build a separate unit. You just build it. You have the same frame, and then you attach a new back to it, a new bottom to it. This hangar is huge. Yeah, I don't actually I have a large hangar, not an XL, but the XL came with the XL came with the because I have the Polaris as a loaner. All right, I'm gonna take it off and fly this thing around a little bit. I think that when the reason why you'd have a medical MPUV is because MPUVs are supposed to be attached to larger ships. Like an MPUV could easily fit in the cargo bay of a Polaris. So if you could have a Polaris, you could have an MPUV that you could launch from a Polaris that has a medical retrieval on it. You can retrieve a downed pilot, bring him back to the ship, heal them up to size 3 to tier 3, take them off, pull them up the cargo elevator, put them into the medical wing, and repair and fix them up. I still think it doesn't need a QT anything. It doesn't need a size QT's drive at all. It's a controversial opinion, but Terrapin is better than a medical the med PUV, probably. Because this is a size 2 bed, so it's a little bit better for wounds. Yeah, I don't have a Polaris, it's a loaner. It's also a tank. Yeah, I mean, this thing is designed to take shots. It has the Carrack armor. I'm trying to get the fins down, but it doesn't seem to be working. Seems to be missing some of the functionality, but bro, CIG laughing at Carrack owners. Terrapin and Fury has cockpit shield, and the Star Lancer has a drop-down bay. We know that Dan McCabe is working on the Carrack. He actually showed off the armor for the Carrack cockpit at CitizenCon to morphologist. So we know that he's working on it. So if he's working on it, I can guarantee you that the bays are going to get opened up as well. He's probably working on that too. Not clear. There's a big door in the way. Yeah. So these right here were the original armor panels that would come down to cover the like a specific point. I think they just mounted them up permanently, unless there's like an option to shut the to cover them up, but I just haven't seen it yet. Try gear? Good try. Oh, yeah, that worked. There it goes. Whoop. Clipped it. Whee! And then we're going to go. It's actually pretty fast. Turn on the wee woo lights. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo.
You can even take away my space lasers.
No PPUs.
But you can never,
ever
take away my space game.
CMDR_ShadowStull just resubscribed for 10 months. Paul.
Hey, thank you so much for the 10. Thank you so much for the 10 months of support there. You're very important, Papa. Very impressive, Mr. Randy Pedestrian. This is your fault. There's drinking night. Shots and cheers and chat. Y'all shots and cheers. Yes, the Terrapin. The Terrapin is here. The Trauma Turtle. Very much his style. He would have room for his dream museum as well as for real life in-game bar thing. What is Fishy talking about? I spy a radar dish underneath. I think that's just remnants of the old.
Landing gear deployed.
This ship in medical was something.
My spaceship. You can take away my space suit.
I've got
Take away my
teeth.
space lasers. But you can never, Take away my space game.
Access 0096 just resubscribed for 31 months. Found out today that in the latest patch 324.2 Stampton is an actual star. Found out today that in the latest patch 324.2 Stanton is an actual star. It only took 8 years.
Yeah, that is actually it's a star now, not a not just a random like point in light. Thank you for that 31 months there, Access. It makes sense. There, Don. Thanks for that raid again. Hey, so the ugly Intrepid. It looks fine. Well, apparently there are people saying that in the latest 3.24 or the latest 4.0 build that the CIG added the dynamic weather system in 4.0. I don't know if that's true or not, or how much of it is true, but
landing gear deployed.
so I don't know if it has rain, but the clouds move now. Clouds kind of form and dissipate and move around the planet. Dynamic clouds, yeah.
Landing gear raised. Landing gear deployed. Landing complete.
Not that sort of dynamic weather there, Fishy. You can think of it as kind of tier 0 weather. But CIG said that did they say they were going to do a piecemeal? Yeah. So for those of you who are wondering, what is the person in the back doing when the person in the front is flying? There's no seat. Yes, there is. You can manage at what the fuck admin? You can clear imprints now? That's neat. I don't remember seeing it before. Since 3.23 NERSA? Okay. I just hadn't seen it. The changes be coming. They are. Otherwise, the RSI is the manufacturer with the most ships in the verse. Yeah, because they literally invented ships.
Your insurance claim has been sent. Please visit us again.
The quote. All right, thank you, Del. Let's pull it up. V5 is not a single thing and likely won't be out in one patch. It will be likely have individual components released, and when they are ready, the way the 4. When they are ready, on the way to 1.0. Some improvements can be applied to all planets at the same time and require no work from anyone. Some may be rolled out on a planet by planet, and others may require pass on everything at once. Not necessarily a direct answer to your question, but it should hopefully paint a better picture of how we plan to roll this out. We also weren't able to show everything we were working on at CitizenCon, but we're excited for it. floods. Yeah, it has a tiny amounts of missiles. Got lore explanation for how the torp loader in number 3 shoves the torp through the elevator shaft. Space magic. Which one are we talking about? We're talking about the torp loader in the Polaris. I haven't seen it. The answer, you know, it's kind of like how in Halo, if you're wondering why something exists, why something does the way it does, the lore explanation is gel layer. Star Citizen is gravitational anomaly. If there's something weird that doesn't look right in Star Citizen, the answer is almost certainly gravitational anomaly. No, I'm talking about PDCs. There's a lot of stuff in that ship that just screams, we rushed this. Almost certainly they did, because they wanted to get it out, because they promised to get it out before a certain time. According to CIG Twitter, it doesn't actually go through the elevator shaft. If you watch it through the little window, it drops down and under. Oh, okay. It drops down and offset in the tube. Okay. Have you talked about the PDCs? A little bit. I know a lot of people are upset about the PDCs. I'm not, to be honest. All right, let's pull out the Intrepid. Why would they be upset? Some people are upset because they actually target ships now. Is this just like a... There, Don. Thanks for that raid again. Where are you seeing this? It says, notice parts of the station, cargo in this case, disappears and reappears at distant angle. So the ugly Intrepid. It looks fine. Oh, I see it. Yeah. It's clipping in and out. That's just a render, a LOD error. I don't think it has to do with the meta pen. The Terrapin. Ugh. Viz area bug. There's plenty of those bugs in Star Citizen. Well, this is the thing. Like I guarantee you, no one's gonna be happy about the price of this thing. People are gonna say it's ugly. I hate it. Why? And now you have the gall to sell it at. It's probably gonna be like $70 or $80. And people will lose their mind, be like, I'm not paying for that. You're just doing this for an LTI token, and you're forcing me to pay for larger blah, 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 you know. I mean, it is Tomato ship. They made it specifically for Tomato. Kind of like how the Zeus trailer was made specifically for me. Okay. Let me do a one box mission real quick. Hey, Subliminal. How you doing, buddy? I hope CAG ain't watching 45. I'm not recommending it. I mean, it's an advanced star. My name is Paul Berserker One, Batman Shelley, your humble host and space bartender here at the AstroPub, your space bar at the end of the universe. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. We got a good one for you. How you doing? Probably drive the pulse through that staircase. Probably. You can fit a lot of stuff in it with the pulse there. But it fits well. All right, so I'm going to do a mission real quickly on this one to see how it works. Okay, we're going to go with contracts. We're going to go with hauling. 11 SCU from Port Tressler to... Oh, that's bad. Well, we can see if it works. At the very least. Where is the cargo bay? It's over here, right? Yep. There's like a mini Falcon. Yeah, it's got that Millennium Falcon vibe to it. Spoke with chat before around 5 minutes about if it fits in the stream. Do. You can put some in the engine room? Yeah, I'm gonna probably oh. I don't have any fucking tractor beams. No, I probably have one in my storage. Not in the storage. Pull out ATLS. It's better than the Titan. Worse in combat, though. I also can see CIG selling it for Warbond 65, non-Warbond 70. I don't think anyone will get it, but we'll see. The Avenger isn't nearly as good as everyone makes it out to be. I've been saying for years that if you want something that is more industrial based, that still has some punch to it, you get a 315p. The 315p, in my opinion, is the best advanced starter that exists. And I think it's about the same price as the Avenger Titan. Because you get 12 SCU of cargo. No, I didn't just make a mistake. It has 12 SCU of cargo. And it has a bed. It has 2 size 3 guns on it. It has a tractor beam, bespoke tractor beam on it. So if you want to assist other people with doing stuff, you can do it. It has its own kind of interior space. And it's fast as fuck. Yeah, and a toilet. Origins for alcoholics. Well, I'm a bartender, so that works. I love my 315p. The 315p is a really good ship. People sleep on it all the time. That's because like it doesn't have the best DPS of all time. Like the only thing it's a little worse on is combat compared to the Titan. But it has a toilet, which the Titan doesn't have. Nope. I get not every ship needs to be good at combat, but this is just bad. Especially in the design style, those things around the same asymmetric gun mount, but you have the massive design feature, that gun mount, and mounts a size 3. There's even another ship in its size that can mount almost every they can and almost anywhere. What are you talking about, Tychus? It's not a combat ship. If your full thing is combat, if you are sitting here being like, I need to be able to defend myself, or I want to kick somebody's ass, you're not buying an Intrepid. You're also not buying a C1 or most Crusader ships, to be honest. How's the Intrepid? It's pretty zippy. It definitely lacks the punch. Yeah, this is the cargo bay. There's actually 2 of them. Nope, you can't fit it through there. Huh. Yeah, not the easiest thing to load. It only can hold 8 SU. Yeah, you could probably put at least 2 or 3 chairs in here, or poor man's dropship. But the problem is that the way that they load. They complain because it's got less defense than any other ship in its category. Then don't buy it. Like, I don't know how to say that. Like, if you're like, hey, this ship is awful, it sucks. It's an offensive. It's an offense to my like everything. Then just don't buy it. Oh yeah, that works. I know that sounds ironic from the guy who hates the Redeemer, but I don't buy the Redeemer. The Redeemer was forced upon me. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, it's gonna blow the ship up eventually. Let me see if I can't fix this problem. Oh, it popped itself out. Oh, yep, I know that thing. when you put a pizza roll in your mouth and it's way too hot, and you're like, I burned my entire mouth. Yeah, this is the Intrepid. Easy. Easy clap. No Jax videos. I don't think we'll have any Jax videos. They wouldn't be releasing them until later anyways. Yeah, this is a like a competitor to the 300i. It's like if the 300 and the 400 had a baby. It's the 300 size with the 400 design philosophy. PTU. It's more like a 600, or it's more like the 400 because it has that sort of like not really designed for combat, has some capabilities, but it's not like not the main focus. I'm going to say something that might piss people off. I think it's kind of like an Edsel. Looks ugly, is designed to compete with a group that doesn't exist, you know. Oh, listen, people said the same thing about the cutter because people have no class or style. If you think the cutter is ugly, then you yourself are an ugly person on the inside. And you need to start working on you. Yeah, it's like a budget Aries sort of thing. How you doing, Buster? Can we get a shout out for Buster as well, by the way? I don't know if we got a shout out for Subliminal earlier. It's a good upgrade from a $45 package, slightly better ship. The cutter is, yeah. I could see this being popular with explorers, honestly. I like someone's already suggested this might be a really good smuggling ship, and I think that's really what it's going to be. I think this ship is CIG's starter smuggler. Could it smuggle without secured stowage, or is it secure? We don't know. But we do know that it's fast as fuck. It's small. It has an absolutely insane quantum range. It's 1.25 million quantum. To give you a comparison, the Avenger has 0.5 million, 500,000. Smuggling was always supposed to be something that was very small scale. Yeah, it's got bigger than the Zeus CL. It could be a bug, but I don't think so. Is that everything? Is everything? All right, now we're gonna go see if this breaks or not. It probably won't work, but. So the blockade runner the MSR is supposed to be, sort of. The MSR is still going to be a blockade runner, but it's got higher amounts of volume. This is not really a blockade runner as much as it's a like a high value courier ship. Is that more quantum than the Rambler? I think so, yeah. Which would make sense. It's higher quality. Okay, so it has 1 million. It doesn't have 1.2, it has 1 million. Which still means that it has the same amount of quantum fuel as a CL.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
I'm going. Holy fuck, this thing accelerates fast too. I'm going. It's 1200 is its maximum. 1226 25 is its maximum quantum boost, and Jesus fuck, is this thing fast? It accelerates fast. It's pretty maneuverable too. So I'm going to turn off that. That's what X was saying, was it kind of looks like a Pisces. Map. There's about 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go across the system in this thing too, with a stock quantum. You'll fit about 20 FCU off grid. Yeah, but you have to do it in 1 SCU containers, maybe 2. You're not fitting size 4, a quantum 4 SCU containers in here. They might be. Holy fuck, no. It was a sudden stop, too. Here, where do I drop this thing off? Just anywhere, I guess. Good night, Orion. Any freight elevator? Okay. There's a pad right here. Let there be light. Ooh, that's a tree. Never forgot that the 325 gun and its wings are the first thing to go. Yeah. Yeet. Yeet. Do not eat. No yeet for thee. Yeah, it looks weird, but I do think it's grown up. Like the look isn't too bad. I will also say I'm also a fan of the twin Mustang design, so I don't know how much I can say. Yeah, there's two. Total of 8 SCU cargo space. And they're pressurized. No, because there's a blockage in between. The actual like gear gets in the way. Let me show you. Oh, you can. I had him bounce off before. Try it again. So you like have to do that to get it out. I don't know if I want to try to save Stanton again for a bit. Work kind of killed my mental state. I get that understanding. I understand. Kazakh, we've been discussing about the possibility of an Anvil capital ship. The idea being that Anvil would have something the size of the Polaris, but instead of it focusing on torpedoes, it's focusing on armor and big guns. The kind of like tank to the DPS sort of mentality from an MMO. I think the concepts are two large ships with variants. What I've heard. Okay, that makes sense too. I don't think. I don't think we're gonna get the Anvil capital ship this year. I still think it's something that they plan on doing. I think the key that they the key thing is that CIG seems to want to really nail down capital ships that they've done. There's an empty hollow. Interesting. Maybe like a bigger Perseus. I didn't think about that. Maybe a large interdiction ship. We don't really have anything other than the Scorpius. Not Scorpius, the Mantis. And then some of like I think the only other ship that has an interdictor is the Blue, right? Well, it's not just that they know about the concept ship backlog with the capital ships. It's also that like CIG seems to be pulling away from ships that require massive crew numbers. The Antares. Which one's the Antares? Oh, right, the Scorpius. Yeah, but those are kind of like smaller ships. Like, we don't have a large ship that has an inhibitor on it. We have the Mantis, which is a small fighter-ish. We've got the Antares, which is sort of small, but it's also heavy fighter, and then the Blue, which is a medium ship. So yeah, they think that the average group size is going to be like 2 to 5, which is what they seem to be developing gameplay for. So like Save Stanton is designed to be done in groups of 2 to 5 as individually with larger groups as a whole. I imagine they'll be doing like bigger missions like raids and stuff like that, which will require a little bit more people, but I think most actions are going to be, especially these sorts of like dynamic events, the style of Save Stanton and Overdrive. Does it work? Does it work? Does it work? It does work. Ground elevators work. Woo! Oh, yes, we're saving Stanton on Sunday because now that wave 1 of Save Stanton is out. 455 boost is insane. $17 or some shit? Yeah. Let's go to the Stanton Magnus jump point. That's like the furthest away you can go. I'm pulling 9 Gs on this one. Whew. I don't think the purchase is going to grow by much, if at all. If all the ships grew had to incorporate internal components. The only ships that are going to see growth are older Contra ships. Anything pre-2021, probably that. Yeah. Phase 2 or Phase 3 of Stanton is going to be fun. Yeah, Phase 3 is an Idris hunt, isn't it? And Phase 2 is like a like ground-based FPS combat. Endeavor's going to get huge. We've been saying for a long time to the info runners that the Endeavor is going to be like at least a Javelin size. Considering everything it has in it and the idea behind it, I can see it not only being somewhere between like an Idris and a Javelin, but also being a colony ship. Effectively a ship that you can do anything with. Science, research, fabrication, base building, medical, mining, salvage, refining. I bet you it's going to have all of those abilities in its modules. I've talked to Drew, the first time I talked to Crew about it. Crew said he was actually looking forward to it. The second time I talked to Crew about it, he rolled his eyes and says, "The thing keeps me up at night." So I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna have. It has 2 full built like farms on the damn thing. Yeah, it's going to be, I think, between 500, between 300 and 500 meters, fully extended. It's going to be huge. It is an org colony ship. That's why I call it a colony ship, because it's a colony fucking ship. Mobile landing zone. Oh yeah, it's getting not coming out forever. But you know how much money it costs right now? To CCU one. You can get like a CCU for like $5-10. But I think the base package, not the full complete, just the base, is like $350. Gemini 2 Endeavor is $10. Yeah. Full is like 800, not 100, and not 1,000, like 600, 800. But don't get it. Just get the 350 and earn it in game. If you can afford $10 for a Gemini to an Endeavor CCU, get it, and just hold on to it, because you could save upwards of like $300 to $500. Just on, because like when that thing comes out and is in game, they're gonna sell it in the store for $1,000, just flat out $1,000. Yeah, modules aren't worth their pledge price because you'll be able to earn them in game, and they'll probably be much cheaper in game to earn. Master Set said it in all of the above. His modules is for 1K. Okay, I thought it was a little less than that. So I opened Planet Coaster 1 because I was like, would I even play the sequel? How much did it do? And I was like, oh yeah, I built a 1-to-1 scale USS Voyager. Right. Yeah, that answers my question. FDev is good. They're good devs. And I mean, like, they cornered the market on that whole concept. They built Roller Coaster Tycoon, which is insanely well built. The thing can literally run on a potato. And it is, and they use the same engine they built for Elite to build all of their games. All their games are built off of the same engine that they built specifically for Elite. And that engine is ridiculously robust and incredibly optimized. The end pack with all modules is $1,100 now. Oof. Maybe it went up in price. What's with the Idris, Jav, or Kraken? Polaris has made a patrolling corvette for rescue missions and surveillance missions. She was meant as a frigate and a subclass kit ship. What has become now a capital class size vessel? What? I just worry about having the end with no modules. You can earn them in game. Yeah, it's what the Elite's engine. All of the FDev's games are. The Jurassic World game, the pet Planet Zoo, I think is what it was. I don't know if their RTS game that they made for AOS is built in the same engine, but I wouldn't doubt it. But at what cost? If that grows to the massive size, this module is going to cost millions. There's no way they're going to sell. They're going to sell those modules in game for millions. The base is going to be like insanely expensive to get. But like I said, it only costs you $10 to lock it in at $350. $10. Because the other question is, do you really want to do everything that the Endeavor has? Because I guarantee you, the actual like usefulness of absolutely everything you do, everything is not necessarily worth the money right now. Wait, people are mad at the Polaris? Why are people mad at the Polaris? What about the design? There's some internals that don't math out. What do you mean don't math out? Are we talking about the loading torpedo stuff? The inside areas in a couple areas seems underdone. Oh, like not completely fleshed out? Yeah, almost certainly. But it's also an RSI ship. It's a military RSI ship. The internals, like, have you seen the inside of a Zeus? Like, it matches the inside of the Zeus pretty well, in my opinion. But yeah, that's the nature of the universe. No one's going to be happy with everything. Okay, let's see the full crew count. You have 4 on the bridge. And then that was actually pretty fast. You have 4 on the bridge. You have 4 on the guns, because you've got 1 on the torpedoes, 1 on the big guns, 2 on the sides, and then 1 pilot and a captain. So it's a total of 10 with the pilot's quarters, which can, they even said in the demo that the pilot's quarters could also double as a captain's quarters. With so I'm guessing like 8 beds inside. The Polaris. This thing is zippy and handles really well for its size. Now, of course, CIG can always nerf it, but considering I have 2 ships that have huge sections on them as completely useless, I'm meh on it. Give me gameplay loops. That's always going to be the case. But CIG also, I mean, the Polaris kind of fits the combat gameplay loop pretty well, in my opinion. But again, like I said, everyone's going to have issues with the game. No matter what, someone's going to complain about something. You're never going to please everybody. It's one of the things I learned on very early on as a creator. You're just not everyone's going to be happy with what you do, no matter what you do. There will always be somebody who doesn't like you or doesn't like what you're doing or will criticize everything you do, kind of thing. I like you. Thank you, Puppet. Calm is dumb, in my humble opinion, but what do I know? I'm very happy with the outcome of this vessel. I appreciate the work the ship is done. It's not rushed at all. Okay, it needed a light pass. Would it become now and become some more sings on the doors and floors? But otherwise, the ship looks good and made with much effort. Every ship is going to be rushed. Like this ship probably has elements that are unfinished. They basically built the Polaris in a year. I hate to say this, y'all, and this is going to be for those of you people who are like, oh, it's so rushed and it's completely unfinished. It's awful. Every capital ship is going to be like that. Unless it's a Squadron 42 hero ship, your capital ship is going to be like that. Because if it wasn't, you'd never fucking see it. You can't complain about ships at CIG taking forever when they release something and it's unfinished. You can't be like, well, it took forever. It's like, that's how that works. Yeah, I think the crew's fine, but others saying the higher crew count is than 12. It doesn't have fucking 12 people. And if it does, there's this thing called hot bunking. You have 9 beds on the ship. You can rotate them out. Yeah, it's sexy bunking. Sexy bunking if you had no control over who was sleeping in your bed when you weren't sleeping in it. Also, there's there's a cargo bay, and there are beds you can purchase. Just buy a bed and stick it in the cargo bay. Who's sleeping with the captain? The pilot is. First mate, obviously, yeah. Well, don't they have double beds? Some of them have double beds. Like, aren't like the last two double beds? So there's like, yeah, there's 8 beds, but it's double beds, right? No, not all of them have it. Let me show you. I can't show it here. Try it. Technically, someone Polaris has 15 beds. Someone can sleep through the brig. True. Plus, there's also 4 medical beds. So you can sleep in the four medical beds. So it's got 9. Yeah, 15 total. What the fudge? Chat, I'm seeing God. With that, I'm going to kind of call it a night. That's a great way of ending it. There are 12 beds, 1 bed in the captain's quarters, but there are only 12 escape pods, so the captain must be a real captain and go down with a ship. Goddamn right. And the lieutenant commander can share a bunk. I see Aries has watched Tales from Souls, the Gun Dog, my playthrough. If you haven't, you should check it out. I've actually uploaded it, and it's going to be on the on YouTube. It's actually still on Twitch, but I'm going to upload the actual VOD fully on YouTube because I'm going to start doing a series for YouTube, or streaming it also, where I play indie space games, indie space, science fiction, cyberpunk, mecha games, to kind of highlight games that are smaller by smaller dev teams, that kind of have that same sci-fi aesthetic that I'd like to check out. Because back in the day, before I was partner, I used to play small games all the time that were space themed, like Take on Mars and Kerbal Space Program and Elite. Now, obviously, Elite and Kerbal Space Program aren't small, but they were at the time pretty indie in comparison, and still are very niche. So those sorts of like smaller independent games I want to play a little bit of, not necessarily the whole games, but to play enough so that I can get an idea if you should check it out or not, to give people a kind of a taste of the full thing. Have I tried Delta V? I haven't. And so I recorded the section from Monday's stream that it was almost 3 hours of gameplay for a game called Tales from Seoul, the Gun Dog. And that video is going to be up on YouTube tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. And then the Saturday I'll be dropping the monthly report. I should just investing in a voice modulator? You mean like this? Or like this?
Or like this?
Oh, for different voices? Maybe. Brother.
I need the chalky milk, brother.
astronauts. But like, there's a ton of, it's my Space Marine voice. You have this same voice.
Awesome.
It's a slightly modulated, slightly modulated version from Voice Mod. I have no idea what this sounds like.
But maybe something like this is what you're talking about? Hello? I have no idea what I sound like.
As a lurker, that freaked me out for a moment. My God. Aries is just splooshed. Or not splooshed. If it's a small female child, I don't know. I can also try this.
Hello? How does this sound? How are you, chap? Peeking a bit. Turn down the volume a little bit. How's that? Wow, that is peaking a lot. Better. Try down way low. It's a VTuber voice, basically, yeah. Sure, I'm looking through some of these ones that exist. Crackly again? Wow, that is very loud. Hello? Hello? Wow. How about you peaking right now? Peaking way high. Boo-boo. Any better? No.
So if you use voice mod, has a bunch of different voices. They're all some of them are created by them, some of them are created by AI. Some of them are created by like you can like download versions that were created by the by other people. It's crazy. It's pretty big. I'm probably like way too worse like that. As a backer since 2013, that's always a good start. And someone with a ship that have yet to be seen gameplay loop, Terrapin, Odyssey, Zeus, MR. I find it incredibly difficult not to be pissed off with CIG these days. Sitcon just makes me roll my eyes at the stuff we see that won't come out for years. If I could go back, I wouldn't have backed the game knowing what I know now. How do you stay relatively positive as a content creator? I checked my Imagine privilege a while back. That still comes out every so often. But my focus of Star Citizen has always been, since I first backed it, which was I want to play a game with friends. A fun space game that I can fuck around with friends. If I can play with a bunch of people on a same ship, do some missions, enjoy some story, enjoy some sort of shenanigans, then I'm happy with Star Citizen. Let's hear it.
Hello.
Wow.
How does this sound?
That is very crackly, you're right. I can't even log in for an evening without a game-breaking bug or just straight up crashing the desktop or terrible performance, so trying to have fun with friends is out the window. I live in hope. Honestly, dude, it sounds like you're having an awful experience, and if you're having an awful experience, just don't play Star Citizen for a bit. Like, that's I know a lot of people say that's super, like, toxic to say that, but nah, dude, like, the game isn't in a good position. It hasn't been in a good position for a while. If you're not enjoying yourself, then, you know, walk away. And if you are seriously like, I hate this game, I don't want any part of it anymore, then just like, there are means of offloading your cost. I usually check in every now and then I find it at the same or similar state. Yeah, I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with getting rid of it or offloading to somebody else. It's technically not allowed, but gray market exists. And also, I find, in my experience, if you're looking for Star Citizen to be just a game, it's years away. You're looking probably 5-10 years away before Star Citizen is a game that you can pop on and play on a regular basis with no problems or anything else like that. It's gonna get better. And in my personal opinion, it is a fuck ton better than it was, you know, just a year ago. Performance is better. Gameplay loops are more solid. They don't fuck up every 5 minutes. The more loops that exist, more content that exists. Star Citizen is better than it was however many years ago. You know, better than it was when I backed it, for sure, back in 2014. But at the same time, I don't play Star Citizen like it's an MMO I'm going to grind my face to every 5 minutes. Observer meshing makes it more tolerable, but I have a feeling we're going to spend spend the next few years testing that for them too. They will. It'll definitely be rough, but just like OCS, object container streaming, like, completely changed how the game performed. If you remember that back there, Smash Brown, when it was like 12 FPS was good. Like, that was peak. And now we're looking at, like, you know, 40 to 50 to even higher FPS. Server meshing is definitely going to be improving the game, just because it has to, just from the nature of the technology, but it won't be perfect. "10 years away will be nearly a quarter of a century of development." Yep. Star Citizen will be released well before 10 years, but Star Citizen is also not going to be in a position where it's no life gonna play it, content that it's like constantly out there, that's constantly updated for a decade. It'll be a game you can play and enjoy even at 1.0, but I would put it up there with, like, Elite 1.0 in terms of its release. Elite 1.0 was enjoyable and there was a lot of content, but Elite at 1.0 versus Elite now is a completely different fucking game. Just how all MMOs work. Like, you could end game Elite in, like, a month at launch. Elite was very different before Engineers exists. We'll all be 100 years old before it happens. Don't be silly, Shimpasta. We're all going to die in 5 years. So we'll never have to see it at the end. I think I just preferred having a hangar way back then, back when. I have that, Benny? Yeah, I'm an optimist. But yeah, no, Star Citizen is like the way I've always put it myself is that it's a game that I'm looking forward to seeing, and I enjoy following it, and I will enjoy playing it, but you can't get your hopes and dreams wrapped up in it, because at the end of the day, it's a video game. It's not going to be the best video game ever made. It's not going to revolutionize the industry. It's just a game. No game is going to be that amazing. Now, could CIG and Star Citizen make it insanely good and well done? Yeah, sure, but like, don't expect it. Elite Outside Odyssey is still okay. I'm a beta Elite player. I like the engineering stuff, especially with Nod Legate gold rolls, what existed. It has revolutionized the industry. It's definitely made everyone want to do server meshing. Question, would you say the game now is where you thought it would be? No. Not at all. Then again, I wasn't expecting fully landable planets when I first backed. I was expecting effectively small map zones that were, you know, kind of like, I was expecting what we got with Starfield. But like, Star Citizen was going to be Starfield, but MMO. Yeah. With more design, like crafted design compared to Starfield. Question: could you, if you could design a Star Citizen ship or pick the next one, what would it be? I've already talked about this one before, but I do need to wrap it up here shortly. But the answer is a Crusader police ship. A Crusader ship, which can hold a single small, like it has a size 1, you know, a small or extra small, whatever, the size 1 pad. So it can hold like a Hawk or a Avenger, not a Vanguard, an Avenger Stalker that has a holding bay, a holding cell. It has a storage bay for bounty pods. It has a cargo bay, a living quarters, and a bridge with some guns. And not to be big, not like a huge ship, like the size of the Perseus. Like a mobile police station, a bounty hunting, like the Bebop is what I'm trying to say. A Star Lancer-sized Crusader ship? Something like that, yeah. What about a police station Kraken? I mean, that would work, but I'm talking about, like, small. Because the other thing I could see is a ship like that could be used for mission purposes. Because you could park a ship like that around different places in the universe as an NPC control, where you can go turn in bounties without having to go back to, like, a station or a landing zone. You could find one of these patrol ships, land your ship there, transfer your bounty to the ship, and then get paid. I also believe that they should have a bigger version of the Liberator. Or they need to take the Liberator and expand it. The Liberator needs beds. It needs like a bunk area where you can put a bunch of people in. The Odyssey, but for patrolling, yeah. All right, so if you want to ask more questions, I'll be live tomorrow with the when I do my what's called office hours, where we talk. It's a Q&A session where we talk about Star Citizen's development, lore, everything. We watch ISE, we read monthly reports, we go through Star Citizen conspiracies. I need like an actual tinfoil hat for that one. Bottom of the barrel. We'll read like dev updates and stuff like that. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. Friday is I play co-op games with Loken. We might be doing Star Citizen this Friday because of Save Stanton. We'll see. And then Saturday is my long-running, now almost 9-year long-running podcast on Star Citizen called The Captain's Table. We're on season 8, episode 37, I want to say. And this is a special episode with Execute, Loken, and Space Tomato. And we're going to be talking about the ships of IAE. We're going to talk about all of the ships. We'll talk about the Hornet variants, the Meta Pin, the Tomato Pin, the Terrapin, the Trauma Turtle. We'll talk about the Endeavor, not the Endeavor. We'll probably talk about the Endeavor anyways, but because we're talking about it, the Intrepid. We'll talk about the Starlancer and the Polaris. So, gosh, almost 9 years. It'll be 9 years in, I want to say, February of next year. So. Question, do you think we'll be able to use the arcade machines and tool tables ever? Yeah, when CIG has... So a lot of the stuff that's like, why isn't X in there? Like, nameable ships. It's because CIG has to make the ships fucking work. So they don't have time to do that shit. But I guarantee you CIG could take like 3 months and get that working if they wanted to. Same with like pool tables and arcade machines and like food vending machines and like all of the stuff that you see that are like, wow, this should be pretty easy. It almost certainly is, but it's just not priority. Because CIG still doesn't have scanning in the game properly or bounty hunting properly. They have to get that shit down. So Loken and Space Tomato, I'll miss that. Yep, it's a tradition that we always do before IAE. We do a big sort of kind of ships show where we talk about ships, because my God, do people love when I do a show about ship show. It's quite a ship show. Scamming, yes. All right, y'all, thank you for hanging out. Love your faces, and like I say every time, hope to see you someday in the black. Ooh, Skyborn's streaming. Meg. I haven't rated Meg in a while. Let's go with Meg.
From Sam's Club. I don't know why I said it like that. From Sam's Club. We got, yeah, beef roast or something. And then we got... that might have been it. It was a lot of pork. It was a lot of pork. But it should last us, like, a long time. Just want to say goodnight. I hope the first treating you and the crew good. Oh, 7, Joker! We love you. We miss you. We hope you're doing well. Oh, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. And thank you so much for the freaking resub with Prime. Thank you, Joker.